Hey everybody, it's me, it's your old pal, the original gamer StevieStrow, and we are back for another exciting video game showcase. Are you ready? Let's do it! What is going on, everybody? We are back for another showcase on the Radio Shack TRS-80 color computer, also known as the Coco, and the game I am showing you today is called Devious. And it is a clone of a popular arcade game that was known as Zevious, which was kind of a top-down shooter where you were like flying in the air. You had to shoot objects in front of you that were also flying, as well as drop bombs on the ground. How many players? 1. Let's do button mode 2. Skill level 1 to 8. Let's jump in the middle and let's do skill level 4. Player 1 ready. So as you can see here, there are different ways to shoot, and right now when I press the button one time, it will shoot 2 forward things that are going to hit something in the air in front of me. It also drops 1 bomb. If I hold down the fire button, it'll just keep bombing. So right now I'm trying to shoot these dudes here. These dudes are airborne dudes. One major difference between this and the arcade, mostly due to the lack of color that the computer could display and generate, is the scenery is extremely minimal in this version. In the arcade game of Zevious, you had pretty rich, detailed landscape on the ground that you were flying above, and this one here is almost a naked background with just minimal kind of wireframe showing some roads and stuff, but the game had like trees and plants and colors and all kinds of stuff, and it had moving tanks on the ground, it had buildings and missile silos and all kinds of stuff like that. So this game captured the essence of the arcade game, but also dealt with some of the technical limitations of the computer, and the smart thing to do was to just leave it out and just make it a shooter. And most shooters were in space anyways, and most of us were used to playing on a fairly blank black background, so I don't ever remember being terribly upset by playing this version and playing it like this. We were typically happy. Us Coco owners, we were a happy bunch. We realized we did not have the greatest, highest end of systems, and we also realized we were dealing with a computer that was made and sold by Radio Shack, and Radio Shack just made a lot of crazy decisions. They didn't want to pay for licensing for titles. They would rather put some crap out in a cartridge than just hope people would buy it. So there were a lot of things that Radio Shack did that we didn't understand, so we were kind of used to just bizarro things that happened in our world. And so anytime somebody outside of Radio Shack made a game that was halfway decent and halfway playable and fun to play, we were really happy, you know. And I just remember getting this game and playing this game and thinking, you know what, this is pretty cool. This reminds me of the arcade, and I'm enjoying myself. And right now I'm bombing a whole bunch of stuff on the ground. With the scenery is scrolling, so we are traveling through a world, if you will, and we're getting the sense of that. I am dealing with both airborne and ground-based vehicles and attacks. That red ring is shooting stuff up at me. I'm on difficulty 4, and so I'm halfway through the possible difficulty of this game. And I think for future reference, I'll probably play more games on a higher difficulty just to get a better feel and flavor for some of the diversity in what the game had to offer, because I'm often critiquing a game saying, man, this is lame and this doesn't do this and this doesn't do that, and I don't even know if I'm possibly missing out on some added creatures and options and features of the game that are just kind of tuned down because of the wimpy difficulty level I play on. So I think future games I'll definitely play on at least a medium difficulty. And I'm also trying to remember, was there a climax to any particular level? Was there like a final boss you had to fight? This also reminds me a little bit of a good series of Capcom fighting shooting games, like the 1942 series, where you were doing like World War II planes, but you were flying mostly over the ocean. You were bombing ships in the water, as well as taking out waves of airplanes in the air. So it does remind me of those style games as well. And in the Capcom series, you eventually got to a boss at the end of a level, and you had a big giant ship you had to shoot a whole bunch of times to take down, and it also had little tiny minion ships floating around it too, just to increase the challenge. So I'm wondering if there is any such type boss or final wave or battle or challenge I have to face when I reach the end of this level. So here we go. Here is what I'm assuming is a big ship. It only took a few hits and I blew him straight to heck. He's gone. I don't know if that was a boss or if that was just a larger object. But either way, it only took a few hits and it's down. Now what I'm seeing is a whole bunch of more dudes coming after me on the screen. A lot more flying dudes. And I see now a tank on the ground that is shooting at me. He's got animated tank tracks. I know he's a tank. You might not see that as a tank, but you have to use your 1980s eyes to see that. This game was called Devious from Spectral Associates, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. I am the original gamer, StevieStrow. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, how about smash that like button, give it a big fat thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you got something to say, throw out a comment. Tell me what you thought. Tell me what you'd like to see next, and I'd really love it if you could share this video and share my channel with your friends and help me grow. Thank you so much. I will see you all next time. Peace out and bye-bye, everybody.